Hi guys, and welcome back to Pyro Painting. As I said, today we're going to be doing a little bit different to our normal thing. There's going to be no painting tutorial or anything like that. We've got a little bit of a sneak peek on a little bit of a miniature at the end from Raging Heroes, but we'll come to that in a minute. In the meantime, it's the channel update and what's going to happen over the next couple of months and what you can expect to see. So, when I left off a couple of weeks ago, we were set to do quite a few things for Walking Dead. What my plan was originally was to do at least 2 to 3 tutorials from each box that you could receive, except from like the boosters. So I had from the core set, you'd already seen the Carl and the Rick. I had planned for zombies to come out of that as another tutorial, kind of like around that, and then do some tutorials on Ezekiel, from the Ezekiel game booster, and then 1 or 2 from the Made to Suffer booster, and just go like that, kind of picking 2 or 3, 1 or 2 films from each one. Now, that was the plan. It was also the plan to do more terrain and to do the battle reps as well, eventually, and work upon that. But because I've had a huge commission come in that needs to be done ASAP and just get it ongoing, I'm having to take that and do it. Put the Walking Dead stuff on a back burner and just kind of like hold off on that until I'm at a stage where it's it's not gonna infringe on what I've got work-wise, commission-wise. So the videos that you're going to see are going to change a little bit. The first one is going to be that if there is Walking Dead, it's going to be very sparse. There's not going to be many. It's just be 1 or 2 in between, possibly more about techniques on how to paint zombie skin. More of like the lighter and darker zombie skins, depending, because it's good to have that diversity inside of your games, I find, and it doesn't seem to look right when you've just got one colour for all your zombies. So that is coming eventually, once I've had the time. Either I've got a spare half an hour inside the commission, or I've finished the commission, it will eventually come. It'll also come with the Ezekiel one, a few more as well. They will come eventually, once the commission's done. How the video is going to progress over the next couple of months is going to be a bit different. Depending on the length of the commission, it's going to be more painting techniques, so like chibi eyes, because I've got an Arcadia Quest one, it kind of like links into the chibi eye style, or how to do things like that. May also throw in a few Arcadia Quest Inferno tutorials, so if you were looking to see any particular character you want to see get painted up, please drop a comment below. Might be something that shows up on a video, may have, it might actually appear. Other than the Arcadia Quest stuff, we're going to be looking at possibly a little bit more reviews. So now you've seen the channel does a few of the product reviews and stuff like that. There is 2, possibly 3 that are to come. So the one you will see at the, a little bit later in this video is from Raging Heroes. We've also got one coming up from Monty's Miniatures, which is for a beautiful set of brushes, which I will do in time. Just giving them a bit more of a test run, just to make sure that I've got the perfect information I can give to you, so you know exactly what to expect. So, without further ado, I'm gonna set up the camera and I'm gonna show you this little miniature from Raging Heroes. So, I'll see you guys in a minute. So then, as I said, Raging Heroes, we're going to have a look at one of the miniatures. Now, I was lucky enough that the company did send me this for free, just for, your viewing eyes, and so that you get to see one of their brilliant miniatures. So, first thing, I opened when I got the parcel, were these. Now, I know it's like a little bit of a weird thing to have, but I reckon this really does add that nice little touch, shows they're actually, they want to give something else to their customers. Even though it's just a little beer mat, it's that nice added touch. But we'll set that to the side. The main important thing is this. This is the Santa Dolores, the Lady of Sorrow Psychic Seer. Now, I saw this and I absolutely fell in love. Straight away fell in love. Raging Heroes, I looked upon their site. I would encourage you to do the same. Beautiful miniatures over there. They The ones I saw were resin, very nice. I'll get this open now and we'll give it a shit. Give it a quick look. Give you a little bit of a close up on the old parts. So we have the main body. Get this into focus. As you can see, there's a little bit of, not much of flash to get rid of. Bit of cleanup here and there, but other than that, there's nothing too severe. You know, something that you can really get down, nice nitty and gritty, and get it done. But again, brilliant detail. Excellent detail, to be fair. So that's the main body. I've got this sprue next. So as you can see, we have the leg here, which is actually wrapped in chains. Well, I've got a little chain anklet on it, which looks pretty cool. Now, looking at the miniature, pretty much the whole structure of her main body is just going to be covered with these blades, which, see if I can get a bit of a closer look on the camera, a better image. Yeah, so you can see pretty much that her whole body is just going to be consistent with all of these blades situated down her legs. So they've actually gave you a few little holes just so you know exactly where to place some of the blades and all that sort of thing. You know, it really does help in that sense. And for something so small, they are brilliantly detailed. So as you said, you've got a couple more blades there. Okay, you've got the foot, a couple of hands. On this one, you've got the other side of the robe, so another bit. You have the back of the hat, well, the back of the head coming down, a bit of a sigil kind of look. It looks really good. A few more blades, and yeah, really, real high detail. I got to admit, the one thing I'm not too sure if I'm keen on is the fact it has such a diddy base. Like a really small base. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go build this up, get it done, and I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like when it's fully done. So I'll be back in a minute. So then, the finished piece. So let's have a quick look at it, yeah? Here you have it. It is very nice. There are a few things that are a bit iffy, especially these, the daggers, the swords kind of things. They come singly in the kit, so when it comes to applying them, unless you haven't got the right tool, so i.e. tweezers, and to be honest, I get some quick setting super glue as well. When I made this, I had very slow setting, so I was having to hold it, was applying pressure a bit too much, and all this. It got really finicky. In all honesty, when I was clipping them off the sprue and all that sort of thing, I lost about one or two of the daggers, and as you can see, in this side, one of them was broke off, and that was simply a fall to the floor. Well, not even to the floor, to the table. Literally just a little tiny drop, and it snapped. Other than that, there's not a lot of cleanup, and the detail is crisp as hell. The only cleanup I've come across is more on the back end, so you're not going to get a lot of trouble on the front. Possibly a bit of epoxy up in the hip. Other than that, you're not going to have anything to worry about. Just worrying about the back. But you could, if you don't want to, you know, finish it off, chiseling away at it, all that sort of thing, smoothing it off with a file and all that, you could probably incorporate the lines, to be honest. They're quite well placed so that it doesn't actually affect how it's going to be seen and all that sort of thing. But there you go. That is the finished piece. Now, as I said, it's a lovely model. A few qualms with the swords and the daggers and stuff like that. This is quite helpful enough that they've given you kind of pivot holes inside the model, so you know exactly where the daggers are going. It's just the fact they are so small, and trying to get them, and at that time I didn't have my tweezers to hand, couldn't find them anywhere. Really hard to, you know, use them with big chunky goddamn hands when you can see they are really brittle, you know, and that's the only problem I've had with this model, is simply those daggers, because just couldn't get used to having to be light-handed. You know, I'm a very heavy-handed person, so something of this caliber was kind of hard. Yeah, the model itself though is just really beautiful. It's nicely done, very intricate. There's not a lot more to say. It's just a very, very nice piece. I would advise you to go out, have a look at the site. Raging Heroes have some of the most beautiful models I've seen, and they're really good for slapping them into your Warhammer 40k kind of armies, you know, Age of Sigmar, all that sort of thing that you want to use as like these as proxies, or like kind of a tag out of a normal model, and you want to make it a little bit more fancier and all that sort of thing. These are going to be the way you're going to go. The Raging Heroes are absolutely gorgeous, and if anything, I tell you to go look at the Lust Elves. The Lust Elves are the Slanesh kind of creatures. They are gorgeous. They're so much better than the Slanesh that Warhammer make. As much as I like the Slanesh, the Lust Elves that Raging Hero do are so much better. So I urge you, go over, look at the site, go look at, like I said, the Lust Elves, look at the whole range. They are exceedingly, exceedingly nice. So, I shall see you in the next video. The next video we're going to be doing a little bit of a look through at Ramshackle Games. We're also going to be making some little stuff out of it, so stay tuned for that. And until the next video, see ya.